Hey everyone, today we're bringing back a classic, the world's favorite comfort food, pad thai. To start off, we're going to use some medium rice noodles, which we're going to soak in room temperature water for about 30 minutes, which means you're officially on the clock. To start off our prep, we're going to start with one shallot, which we're really going to use 1/2 of, thinly sliced, followed by some medium diced and or roughly chopped garlic. We're going slightly bigger on these to make sure that they don't instantly burn and turn into charcoal, so that our cooking efforts help us make friends and not lose them. Speaking of garlic chives are basically just garlic that dressed up as scallions for Halloween. We're going to cut those into about 3-inch segments just to add later. Another non-negotiable is going to be some dried shrimp, which we're going to put into a flat layer and then run through with our knife until it becomes a fine powder. Use a food processor here if you have one, like I don't. But moving on to our fresh shrimp, we're going to start by peeling the plate of armor off of right above the tail and then moving along the length of the shrimp like this and then sweeping the legs. Here we have a nicely peeled shrimp, which we are going to then devein by making a lateral cut along the length of the shrimp, and then moving on to our peanuts, which we're going to take out of our pent-up frustration in the volatile crypto market and then set aside. Sweet radish, which I can only stand a little bit of but is very important. Baked tofu, because it holds up way better in wok cooking with all that intense stirring and everything. It's going to be much denser and drier. We're going to cut those into even pieces. The size here doesn't matter despite what she tells you. We just want everything to be nice and consistent in terms of size so it cooks evenly. Now we're going to be making our sauce, starting off with fish sauce and the controversial tamarind concentrate, which is basically just a cheat code. I want you to make this, and this is so much easier than dealing with the fresh stuff. I usually just do equal parts of all of these things. I added a touch more sugar because I like it just a touch sweeter. The water here is going to help insulate the sugars in the sauce and keep them from burning. 2 eggs into a separate dish to set aside for near the end of our cooking process. Drain those noodles and set them next to your cooking station. Put your burner on medium-high and get that wok nice and hot. We're going to cook off our shrimp first just to eliminate the possibility of them overcooking and to establish a harmonious salinity across the entire pad thai solution. Next, moving on to the most important part of any stir fry is our aromatic oil. We're going to add all of our aromatics into this hot oil, along with some chili flakes, our sweet radish, and this is going to impart all these flavors into the oil, which is going to set the foundation of flavor for our stir fry. After everything is nice and caramelized, we're going to add in our shrimp powder. Add a touch more oil just till it starts foaming and cook it off for about 15 more seconds. After that, we're going to go in with our tofu to help drop the temperature of the pan a little bit. Same with our noodles. We're going to stir fry this together just to incorporate all those flavors and make sure everything is nicely coated. Add our sauce to further drop the temperature of the pan to prevent any of our aromatics from burning. We're going to reduce this down and make sure that our noodles absorb everything. And right when they're just about, I don't want to say al dente, we're going to add some bean sprouts, which are going to help aerate the noodle dish. It kind of gets in between the noodles and allows it to be a little more enjoyable to eat because it won't just be clumps of noodles. Next, we're just going to push everything to the side, add a touch more oil, and then our eggs. Once the whites are set, we're going to break the yolks, let that cook for a second, moving our noodles to make sure they're not burning or sticking to the pan. Finish cooking the eggs, break them up, and then flip the pad thai on top of the eggs to keep anything from burning. Add in our chives and then toss them so they wilt, followed by our shrimp, which we pre-cooked earlier, which will now just be tossed in to where they are coated in all of the garlic, radish, and shallots, and we're ready to go. I mean, you just made pad thai. Well, I mean, you just watched me make that. You know what I mean. No stragglers left behind. Now let's get this out of the wok so it doesn't burn and so we can eat it. As I'm sure you've seen before, well, at least I hope you have, this is typically served with lime wedge, peanuts, and more bean sprouts. To cut the lime wedge like you've seen at Thai restaurants and for easy squeezing, we're going to find the line of the center, go off about 1 centimeter, and then cut straight down the length. And there we have it. Pad thai is ready to go. This is going to be better than anything you've had in the local restaurant. And just look at it. It's even prettier. Okay, whether or not you use the peanuts or lime, I might not judge you externally. But one thing I will judge you for is not using a fork. Do not use chopsticks. It's just not a Thai thing to do, and they're not going to judge you. Just enjoy your pad thai. And let me know if you end up making this, because after you get past the grocery list, this is going to be one of the best meals you've cooked yourself. And if you're feeling spicy, a first date. Do your damn dishes. And if this content inspired you to cook anything, and if you decide to make any of my recipes, please let me know. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.